Welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today we're going to be renovating one of my oldest builds. This is Lady Bigwallet's Emporium that I built originally in 2015 in my Get to Work Rags to Riches. Today we're going to be renovating it from previously a Salvadoran museum into a restaurant that we're going to be using for our high school years Let's Play, or at least in a Let's Play adjacent to that. So Addison is going to be running a restaurant. This is going to be that restaurant. So I actually live streamed this over on my More James Turner channel. So make sure to go over there and subscribe if you haven't, and turn notifications on for that channel, because I've been doing a lot of live streams over there lately, and it's definitely worth subscribing to be notified. And I also put up edited versions of the Dine Out multiplayer Let's Play over there. So those are so much fun to watch. But today, for the first 2 minutes of this video, sorry, it's a little bit more cropped in because I forgot to turn off my face cam for the recording. We're essentially just starting off demolishing and removing all the stuff. I cut out a lot of it because there's a lot of me just clicking things one by one because I didn't want to accidentally delete the wrong thing. So we're just removing all that stuff. Basically taking it back to basics, stripping everything out so we have a nice big empty warehouse to work with once again. It was actually kind of therapeutic. It's like stripping back layers of paint and exposing what's underneath. Like we can see all the old flooring from the Salvadoran Museum. Now, one big thing we wanted to add was nice skylights to this build. So we added in 2 huge glass skylights. We're also using the new roof that came in the Werewolves game pack, because that roof has a lot of little holes in it that actually lets light through to the floor. You can see it here, and it looks so cool. I figured because this would be an old building, it's like, well, we might as well age the roof. I mean, in game, who knows how many years, it's been like generations at this point of the family. We're at like the 10th generation or something. So that's, what is that? Are we in hundreds of years now or something in terms of if we like scaled it out to reality? So I figured this should have a little bit of age, a little bit of wear and tear. So we changed the roof and added some holes, added some skylights. You know, we're also rejuvenating it at the same time. And you might have just seen, I also actually made the lower level a little bit taller because we decided in the live stream, it kind of felt a little bit claustrophobic. I felt like the scale wasn't quite right anymore. And so we lifted that up, and on the roof here now, we've got a bunch of these open, the ceiling is all open. So we need to add in a bunch of support. So these werewolf spandrels that are all just like the steel bars were like perfect. So I lined them all up underneath where the roof sits, and it looks so amazing. And honestly, we'll do like a little tour at the end as always. And when we look up at it, oh, it is beautiful. Now here, this is an idea I had because I did a little Google image search of like industrial cafe. And one of them came up with the kitchen in the center, and it had like this big range hood above it. And I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So we're gonna have like this open kitchen. It's in the middle of the whole restaurant, so everyone can see what you're cooking. So no spitting in food. But yeah, it looks really cool. I had so much fun building this. And right now I'm building like a big range hood. So I'm using a column that's hanging it down onto like a 2x2 piece of flooring. I put some of the floor trim of the steel girder around it, and I put in this giant light. I know it's hard to see, it's going fast, but again, we'll have a closer look at the end. I put in that giant light right there, and I moved it up. So it's actually sitting within that middle section. So you can't see the light, but we get plenty of light coming down into the kitchen area. And then I used a couple of roof awnings as like a grill to make it look like a range hood at the same time. And honestly, it turned out so much better than I thought it would. Like, I thought like this would work. I think we're on the right track here, you know, but it looks so cool. This is so much fun, and every little bit we added to this build, I feel like it just kept getting better and better and better. So this central section, we even added like this textured metal wall from Eco Lifestyle. I think that fit really well. We've got the RGB light strip from high school year, so it lights up the flooring around it. It looks a little funny at the moment. It's very blue. But honestly, once the rest of the build is in, you don't even notice that. I mean, I could change the color of the lighting, but I have to do that in live mode, so I haven't got around to that yet. And here I'm just touching up the outside, fixing all the wall decorations because they were all the wrong size after I sized everything up. And we also do, yeah, it's really nice. We're doing like a full-on facelift of this building. We haven't done one in a few years at this point, so it's really nice to bring it back once again. And I'm doing this like raised seating area here on this side of the building because I felt like we've got this huge expansive vertical space. You know, we've got the 2 levels open. We've got the roof exposed up the top. We've got all these speckles of light coming in. I feel like we needed more of that verticality. And now that we have a large or like a taller wall downstairs, we could have that platform side on the right from the front, and we can have some raised seating area. So there's so many tables in this place. It's kind of overwhelming. I don't know how I'm going to actually play this. Like we're going to play it. So we'll figure it out. We might need to change things. I haven't play tested it yet, but that's going to come as we are playing in this restaurant. I feel like that's kind of a little bit of the fun of it. Like maybe Addison, they've opened up this restaurant and they've done everything they think is right, and then we realize, oh wait, this doesn't work, and and it's too much, or something's wrong, something's broken. I think they are kind of, because they've dropped out of high school, okay? So they've dropped out, they are using dad's money to open up a restaurant, this really fancy restaurant. They don't really know what they're doing. So they're going to learn on the job. They're going to grow as a character. And I think this could be a good way to do it. I think that'll be part of the story. I think that'll be really fun to tell that story. In this build, I've put a bunch of vertical planters in this build, and also a lot of greenery too, because I think the industrial vibe mixed with greenery and plants is always so much fun. I also think we're in a desert, so it's actually kind of nice. They got a lot of greenery inside here. They could have a nice environment for actually growing plants. Yeah, so the reason we have the vertical planters is with Carl's Dine Out Reloaded mod, you can actually grow your own produce and you can use that in your restaurant to actually earn more money. So that's part of the mod that we're going to be using in this Let's Play. And it's actually really cool. It takes into account how high quality the produce is. So if you upgrade what you're growing, you'll have more money being made as well. So I will link Carl's Patreon down below. Version 3.1 currently is free for everyone. Version 3.2, which includes the plants I was just talking about, is the newer version available for early access right now. So yeah, I've just been going through, putting all the tables in. We're trying to figure out the layout and the vibe, and I think we're kind of starting to hit the nail on the head. It's all really coming together. I also really like those movie posters. I don't know why. It kind of felt cool. I really like the colors, and because they're a lot older as well, they feel a little bit more vintage. I guess that mixed in with the industrial aesthetic of the build, I think really works. Yeah, so we got loads of tables in this place. There's no way we're ever going to fill all of them unless, I guess, we combine mods. Maybe we could do like increase the sim limit that comes to a lot. And with the Dine Out mod, you can also increase the number of groups or the number of people in a group. So normally I think by default, the game only sends 3 sims in one dining group at maximum. But you can increase it, I think, up to like 8 or maybe even more. So you can have this giant table of people come in all at once. Now, this is really cool here. This was an idea that Deli gave to me because she joined the stream for a little while. We put in this huge planter. We put some tables around these trees. And I think it just looks so perfect for this build. Like it just fits so well. And those tables mixed with that planter from Cottage Living. I think the tables from the little campus kit and that big trees from Cottage Living, the textures and the colors actually go together really well for some reason. I don't even know how that ended up happening. And then here at the front, we're also just doing a little waiting area with one of these trees, a couple of benches around it. And I think this is a good way to use this front space because we didn't really want to cram even more tables in. We don't need it. So it's a nice little area where if there's a queue, people could come in and sit down. And along with our little waiting area, we're building a little host area. So when Sims come in, they have to come up to the host stand. And we thought this nice little check-in area would be good with the half wall. Also went through and replaced a bunch of the windows in the building. We've still got, I think, base game windows. So now we're upgrading to Moschino stuff windows. Because I still think those Moschino windows are like the best windows to use for industrial stuff. And actually combined with this door from, I think, the industrial pack, industrial kit, they actually go in really, really well. I thought those doors were like perfect for this really nice open cafe. Like it's this huge 2-story cafe, nice open door. I mean, it is in a desert, so maybe the door wouldn't be open, but I think it looks nice at least. So that's what we went with. And I think it turned out so, so good. So that's pretty much that cafe area. We're now moving on to the, I guess, living arrangement in this place. We have a bunch of these original photographs here from the first Rags to Riches Let's Play. Very nostalgic. We're keeping those, of course. Now, there was also a comment and suggestion from someone. I believe it was either in the video comments or in the live stream. They said it reminded them of a cafe in Brunswick in Melbourne, Australia, where they had this big glass room that you could look into and actually see where they would roast and grind, or not grind, roast all the coffee beans that they had. So I was like, that sounds like a great idea. Let's make like this big glass room at the back that has a bunch of machinery in it. That's what we're doing. Basically got a cupcake machine in there. That's what we're turning it into. And of course, you can see here, I'm actually aging the building a little bit more. We're using those more roughened up bricks from Dine Out. I think it makes the building look a lot better, actually. I think just the subtle upgrades to the aesthetics of the build that we've done through this sort of renovation has been really, really needed. I think it brings it up to 2022 rather than a 2015 build. You know, I think it's coming along so good. The brick changes, honestly, I think that made me look at this build and be like, yeah, okay, we're definitely nearly there. So I was trying to figure out what to put in this room. I actually spent quite a little bit of time. I was like, okay, we need a cupcake machine. That is something we never use. And we're going to use the cupcake machine. I've also got the juice fizzer, but I do think I get rid of that. I was kind of trying to play around with stuff, see what fits in there. I ended up using a lot of Batu stuff. Yeah! Because it actually all looks like machinery, basically. Especially like those big, I don't know, big silo kind of things we've got there. Kind of looks like they could be like, or like they could be like hoppers or something with beans in it for coffee. I don't know. Anyway, I thought it looked cool. So I was just playing around with all the stuff, finding Batu stuff to put in there. There's a little stuff that hangs from the ceiling. I think it turned out really well in the end. I think it's actually really cool. Like once you look from the restaurant area through the windows, it turns out very nice. So I was just spending a lot of time just arranging stuff in this room because it was a little awkward. I wanted all these items, but I was like, okay, we've got to actually fit these in. And then we use these. Actually, we use a lot of the industrial loft kit, which, no surprise, this is an industrial build, so that makes sense. We're using these hanging, I guess, ducting tubes from that kit. Worked out pretty well, I think. Didn't quite reach the wall there, as you can see, so I kind of just ended the tube and put like a little vent on it. So I was like, I don't know what it does. It does something in this room, though. It definitely does something. So we've actually downsized the, I guess, apartment attached on this build because we didn't really need it to be that big. So essentially what happens is, and the way we've played this before on this lot is, whatever business we happen to be running here, we will live in the room in the back. And in this case, we will be doing that as well, but we just don't need that much room, especially because I put in that decorative room at the back. So I've just downsized it, and then I'm just recreating a new bathroom here, because again, this bathroom was also quite old. I was originally going to use, and you'll see in a moment, the cubicles, but I actually kind of didn't like that. I kind of felt like this place is really fancy, you know, because Addison is using Dad's money. This place was like 260,000 simoleons, which we earned through gameplay. And yeah, so we're using Dad's money to make this really, I guess, almost high-end, not high-end, but I guess really fancy, almost luxurious kind of cafe that you'd go to. So I was imagining these individual bathroom, I guess you could almost call them bathroom suites. Very also moody. Like I've been to some like places like this renovated factory, especially in Melbourne, where they're like kind of unnecessarily fancy. I mean, they're very nice, don't get me wrong, but like they have these really dark colors in the bathroom. It's like really fancy and all that. So I was like, okay, we're going to have like these individual bathrooms that are going to be dark, like black walls almost. I think it would be awful to clean those things in real life, but I mean, they look good. So, and it looks good in Sim. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We've got a bit of greenery in there too. And for some reason, I don't know why I didn't realize this until recently. I'm sure I knew it in the past, but those mirrors I put behind the sinks from Vintage Glamour stuff, I am loving them right now, because when you put the walls down, those mirrors disappear. Most mirrors, you'll note when you put the walls down, will stay up. So if you're using a full wall mirror and you put the walls down, you can't see anything because the mirrors are still there. I don't know why I didn't remember or realize those Vintage Glamour ones go down. So that means they're great for decorative mirrors. Like obviously the mirrors usually stay visible so you as a player can click on them with your sim and use it. But if you're just wanting decorative mirrors, which most of the time that's what I'm trying to do, those ones are great. So I used that in that bathroom, and I also did it some in the kitchen too, because I was like, yes, we can use lots of mirrors again without them being super annoying. So yeah, I'm just doing the same thing I did in the rest of the building. I'm gutting out this upper floor. This is going to be our new apartment. And it looks cool. It's basically just all industrial. I had so much fun with it because I love building industrial stuff. It's great. So I was just trying to figure out what I was doing with the layout here. We also have this whole mezzanine level, which we'll look at in the little tour at the end. It's completely empty. There's been a few suggestions in the live stream comments, but I would like suggestions in the comments of this video too, what you reckon we should actually do with that mezzanine level, like so that sort of balcony that we have wrapping around the top. Because we have a lot of space there, we could do something with it. There's currently only access from the apartment to that level, but we can definitely put stairs somewhere from below for the public to be able to use as well if we want them to get up there. Oh man, this place looks so cool. I'm so happy with this build. I mean, you can just see the sort of cafe down there in the background. I think it looks so cool. Yeah, so we're just starting off with a little bathroom, nothing too fancy, just a regular 2x3 bathroom. And then we have a nice big bedroom here, and then we'll have like a living room. It's kind of a little bit weird because the downstairs section where we did the kitchen, or where the kitchen is going, you can kind of see from the public space because I used a big glass door. I don't know if I should probably change that, but maybe Addison doesn't mind people looking in. But anyway, most of the living space is upstairs, but there's like a kitchen and an office downstairs. So which I thought kind of makes sense. So Addison could have their office at the back of, I guess, the bean roasting room that we have for whatever reason. We don't even have coffee. Well, I guess we could serve coffee, but we don't have any coffee machines or anything. But I think I might add some as decorations. Yeah, so just finishing off the bedroom, and we're moving down to the kitchen in just a moment. And like I said, we got this big glass door sort of just looking into it. So if you angle yourself right from the dining area, you can see in here. But I mean, it's probably fine. I just used that door because it looked nice with the rest of the room, but I guess I could change it to something else that maybe makes a bit more sense. Now, also one thing to note about if you're planning on doing a restaurant and also living on the restaurant lot, you can't really use dining tables because all dining tables in a restaurant are like assigned to the restaurant. So even though we have like this little apartment in the back, if I put a dining table here, we're not going to be able to sit at it. I think those bar stools will work. I can't be sure of that, but we'll obviously test that. But yeah, so don't bother doing like a dining area in your own apartment. Also because that could be a problem. The game might assign customers to be seating at that table, and if you've got all the doors locked and they can't get in there, I don't know that that's going to work well. And here are the beautiful photos. I can't believe these are actually still in my game and they still work. Like, this save game is so old. It's like from 2015. We did make a new save game in 2017, maybe? No, maybe 2016. At some point, we migrated to a new one, but I did save the lot and all that kind of stuff along the way. So we did migrate, but even still, at this point, if this is a 2016 save game, I mean, that's 6 years. It's 6 years old, and we've got these photographs still there, which I think is amazing. We also have, if you saw it, the very first dollar that Lady Bigwallet ever earned. We have that in a frame, and it's in this lot, which is so cool. I totally forgot that was here. I'm so glad that we bought this lot, came back to it, because we got to rediscover those things, and I think it's just amazing. It's really quite incredible. And I think actually there's a new family tree update. I actually got a Twitter notification from Tony Chavez, who makes all the Bigwallet family trees, and I think there's a new one. So I'll link that in the description down below if you want to see the current up-to-date family tree. There's a lot of Sims in it, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's quite incredible to see. So up here, we're just doing a simple living area. Got a TV. That is the CCTV unit from the Delicato Lounge set. And we also have the little log there as a side table from that set. That's from the Deligracy and Little Dicker set. Amazing. I love it because most of it is stuff we have in our real life living room, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see it in game. Now, Addison also is a little bit into the fitness and cardio. So I've just put a couple of things there that we can use whilst we're running the restaurant, and they can come up and do a little workout or something like that. And oh, yep, those mirrors. I'm using those mirrors everywhere in this build because, like I said, once I discovered that they go down with the walls, I was like, oh, perfect. I was originally keeping some of the original windows in this build, but you notice obviously in the past I did remove most of them and change them to the newer windows just because I thought it looked better. I think there are, oh no, never mind. I was just about to say I think there are some, but as you saw I just removed and changed them. I might have kept, maybe there's one, yeah, I think I kept those ones on the side there that go into the main bedroom, but overall we sort of replaced most of the windows to go with the new aesthetic. Also felt like putting some windows up the top here where these skylights are, which I thought was just a nice little added bonus. But that is it for the build, well, for the renovation. Let's jump into the game and have a closer look. It is so cool. All right, here we are in the game. This is the new and updated Bigwallet Emporium, now known as, currently just Bigwallet's Restaurant. We will come up with a better name. I'm taking suggestions in the comments of this video and the Let's Play episodes as well, so that'll have a new name soon. But this is the build on the outside. You can see all the little holes in the roof. I don't know, I just love that little detail. I know realistically, if, we were renovating this, they would have patched the roof, obviously, but I think it makes for a much cooler looking build, especially on the inside with the light. We can see through the skylights here, which we'll have a look at in just a second. So the outside, we've got the taller walls. Around the back, we still have the same little bin section just there. And yeah, this is the back of the build, all the new windows. I suppose I could have changed these windows because these are originally the curved windows. We could probably use these ones if I want to go for the same curve, but I've just done those ones for now. Yeah, I mean, the outside is basically just a big brick warehouse. That's kind of the idea. But the front, we spent a lot of time coming up with which logo we were going to use and which awning setup. And I think we came up with something pretty dang good. All right, let's have a look inside. And here we are. I mean, just already looking at this from above, I think it looks so cool. The light coming through, all the little holes, the greenery as well, I feel like pops so much. With this big sort of range hood coming down in the middle. And so this is the mezzanine level here, which we didn't really get a good look at in the time lapse, but yeah, we got to do something with that. We don't have any stairs from the bottom at the moment, but we could definitely add some in. It's not too hard. The only access is through this door. Oh yeah, here's all the I guess rafters. Would they be? They're not really called rafters if they're metal, are they? I don't know. The girders. Oh, that one hits the window. I might get rid of that bit there. That's okay, I'll fix that later. Yeah, so we got all that detail in, and it looks amazing when we look from down below, which we will soon, don't worry. We just start on the top floor here whilst we're here. We got the little apartment that we were doing just before. You can see it's pretty simple. A little couch and TV area. I got a little guitar area for Addison to play. The bathroom just in there. And then the bedroom just through this section. I feel like it's very aesthetic to the industrial vibes. Pretty nice windows and views, to be fair, from this room too. And then moving downstairs, we've got this little section of the apartment, which I'll just jump in. So just a little kitchen, very black. Oh, you can see the pictures in the mirror. Yeah, very black. I don't know. I like it, okay? It looks good. And then around this side, this is like a little, I guess it's supposed to be like a little office. Like maybe this is where Addison would do work, do the paperwork or whatever. And those are the original, I guess almost you could say the founders of the Bigwallet legacy, really. I mean, they're not, but they were in the first generation, the first Let's Play. And the first dollar that we ever earned in any of these series is right there. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. Okay, let's jump out of that mode. So let's go back into the cafe area, or restaurant area, I should say. So this is the main dining space. I think it looks pretty incredible. We'll have a first person look in a second. Let's have a nice overview first. I love the raised area too. I think that really added a lot. I think if it was all flat, it probably would have been a little less interesting, but I think that totally works with the raised area and the big posters and all the greenery back there. Got a few menu boards around the place as well. We got the main entrance here with the little host station, a little waiting area around that tree. A little sign up the top there as well. Got a bunch more planters over here, which we will use in live mode. A couple of tables on this side looking out those windows. I really like these ones here sticking out, so you could sit here and see the chefs and watch them doing stuff up close. That's cool. And then I love these tables as well around these planters. I think that is really, really nice. And then of course we've got the little bathroom section just in here. A couple of bathrooms back through there. And we have the glass, I guess, bean roasting room, which is actually just a cupcake machine and then all decoration. But I think that definitely adds to the vibe of this whole industrial space. So it's actually still being used for something like that. Now let's have a look in first person, because honestly, this makes it so much better. If we put the roof back on and we have a look up, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at that roof. I think that is so amazing. It turned out way better than I thought it would. And this is the range hood in the middle. So the light is behind those grills. That is the light. We colored it black, like the actual swatch color, but it still provides enough light down below that it looks cool. So it just looks like a huge vent that would, take all the fumes out. I mean, the pipe is maybe a little small, but whatever. It's fine. It's just to look cool. But yeah, this is the build. This is the renovation, I should say. And I think, I mean, I couldn't be happy with this. This turned out pretty much exactly how I wanted it to. And it is so cool. And I can't wait to play in this. And I can't wait to see how it goes and how we pretty much fail. I feel like we have to fail to start off with, because Addison doesn't really know how to run a restaurant. So I think we'll play around with that idea. But yeah, that's the build. That's the renovation. I think we'll end the video here. This view, I think, is just so stunning. Thanks so much for watching. I will leave a link to download this as well in the description down below if you want to get this brand new version of the Emporium. But look out for a brand new Let's Play with this restaurant in it. We're going to be doing a separate Let's Play on this. It will be in conjunction with the high school years one, so they'll be playing at the same time. But I figured we'd do it separately because playing a restaurant is very time consuming. It's like it would take over the entire high school Let's Play if we did it in that Let's Play. So it'll be a separate one. Look out for that coming soon. It's going to be so much fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time and have an awesome day.